Hi, my name is Amritesh Anand. I'm from St. Xavier School. I secured an All India rank of 92 this year and I've been accepted into Nalsar. So the one thing that students need to understand is that there's no one-size-fits-all kind of thing in CLAT, and everyone needs to formulate a strategy for themselves and stick to it as much as possible. The weaker sections, I guess, should be figured out straight at the beginning and should be worked upon. Also, you need to balance all the sections and not just go after a few and leave the ones behind, because obviously that can have counterproductive effects. Going section-wise, legal is something that is not really a constraint for CB students, I guess. The past year's papers solving the past year's papers helps immensely. And also, there's a very limited pool from which the questions get framed. So once you're done with those, once you're acquainted with the format, it's all fine. For English, I'd suggest you just be regular with the vocabulary and the reading part and you're good. GK, I guess, is something that requires you to be consistent with throughout the year. Apart from reading the newspapers, of course, there are a lot of online portals like GK Today, Jagran Josh and all, which you can also refer to. The materials provided by CP and the compendiums by Sanjay are also comprehensive, so they are really good. You can refer to them as well. For logic, logic is something that I guess most CP students find doable. So the one thing that I'd suggest in this section is you be fast and be accurate with your solving processes, because this time that you save in this section can be utilized in other sections. So also that can prove very beneficial. Maths is something that I guess the CLAT population has a phobia of maths for some reason. So what I'd suggest is just go through the basic concepts. There are 10 to 12, I guess, essential core chapters that you need to get acquainted with. And once you're done with those, you can do decent in this section as well. So this would be my suggestion, yeah. So I began writing mocks right at the beginning just to gauge my strengths and my weaknesses. And for me, I was having a hard time in vocabulary and the reading comprehension, and static GK also to a certain extent. So for vocabulary, what I did was I maintained a register and I used to jot down like 10 to 15 words on a daily basis, and any new words I used to come across obviously, and used to go through them regularly. I also referred to a book called Normal US, so that is also a good book. And in a couple of months, I guess I was consistent and things were back on track. So vocabulary was taken care of. Reading comprehension is something that I put a lot of effort in. I began starting solving 1 to 2 reading comprehensions daily, and I was also consistent with my paper reading skills as well, because obviously they don't help you just with GK but also in the reading comprehension and the vocabulary part. So reading comprehension is, I'd suggest you need to have a very comprehensive and a very thought out approach, or else you can struggle in this section. For static GK, I did not put a lot of effort in static GK, I guess, but the core essential things like the basic aspects, like more countries and the capitals, international organizations, important points in history and geography were as good with them, and all things were taken care of. So coming to the role of CP in my preparation, the role was extremely comprehensive and I could not have imagined scoring such a good result without them. The faculty, I guess, were very cooperative. They were one of the USPs of the tuition. The explanation they provided were lucid and completely to the point. Coming to the mocks are, I guess, a very important and essential part of any preparation. So students should not back out on these things, okay? And the mocks provided by CP are extremely relevant, and the analysis is systematic and completely organized. So you cannot really point out any shortcomings in these. So yeah, CP is extremely commendable.